4-0. What do you attribute to just an ability to start each season off at a high level and then the win today?
Yeah, training camp, I think our guys, we just got guys that work their butts off. We stress it. We talk about it, how the hard work. That's what we talked about all week is that, the work, the game, and the work that you put into the game never lie to you. And we got guys that put the work in. We got coaches that put the work in. Listen, we got a lot to clean up. But to be 4-0, that's good. What we talked about was don't let good get in the way of great. So we got a lot to clean up. We'll enjoy this. Again, I feel like I broke a record. We'll enjoy this tonight. We'll enjoy this in the locker room. We'll enjoy it on the plane. And then tomorrow's going to be tough for all of us. We'll get the corrections made that we need to make.
When you've had the second half, obviously the offense didn't get going. And last week was the first half. Is it more that the passing game isn't going, or is it more that the running game?
Yeah, I'll have to look at all that. Again, we weren't, coaching, playing second half. They got us right. We didn't play. We had enough of a lead, and we made enough turnovers to hang on to the lead. But we obviously played good there. Running game, passing game, it was everything. It wasn't just you can't single out one. This is a team game. It's never just. I don't ever think it's just one because sometimes you're in 2nd and 11, and then that because of an incomplete pass or a sack or whatever it is. So or a minus run. So it's never just one thing in my mind. We'll look at the tape. I'll have probably better insight for you tomorrow on that.
1,000-foot view, what was the difference offensively between the first and second half?
Yeah, obviously obviously we get our one unbelievable job by our special teams to get things started. We knew this was going to be a dogfight. I didn't care really what the score was at the end of the first half. We knew this was going to be a dogfight because this is a really well-coached, good football team with good players. And so great job by them to get it started. But then our offense fed off that. We were able to be on the football after completions or after good gains and really get the tempo going. In the second half, very similar, right? It's hard to do tempo when you're not successful on first and second down. So we weren't able to get into as much tempo there. We talked about it at halftime, right? When teams have leads like that, you look at a couple things, right? You look at offensively, you can't go 3 and out, and we went 3 and out. Offensively, you can't turn the ball over. Why do teams blow those leads? Defensively, you can't. Well, we didn't turn it over. Defensively, you can't give up explosives. We gave up explosives. Now we turned them over a couple times. But, again, we were able to have enough of a lead to keep it on, but that's not how we want to play, and we want to be aggressive, and that's not how we want to play the second half, offensively, defensively. Now, give them a lot of credit. I think the world of Baker Mayfield. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think the world of I think their coordinator does a good job. I think Todd Bowles does a good job. New young receivers, a really good player. Godwin's been a good player for a long time. That number 7, Irvin, is a special back. So really good players, good scheme. I give them a lot of credit. It's nice to be on the other end coming out of here with a win.
Nick, you mentioned that you want the team to play with aggression. Quinyon seemed super emotional today, and a lot of your players did. There was another taunting penalty. What do you say to the players about that? And then also, it looks like you were going back and forth with Baker. Can you talk us through that moment?
Oh, Baker and I, go back to when we practiced against him when we were in Indy, when he was at Cleveland. His quarterback coach, actually, Ryan Lindley, who was there then as his quarterback coach, played for me when I was a quarterback coach. So I got to know Baker. I got a lot of respect for him. I think he's a competitive dude. Just talking a little bit back and forth right there because we know each other, and again, like I said to him, besides our guy, he's one of my favorite guys to watch in the NFL. I said that to him after the game because I got a lot of respect for him. As far as the emotion, it's an emotional game, and I feel like I'm saying the same thing here. But again, we got to play within the rules of the game, and we can't worry about. If I think a penalty, now maybe I'm arguing on the side of hey, that one looked a lot like Coops and you didn't call it. That's besides the point. We have to play to the rules of our game. So if they're going to call it that close, we got to respect the rules of the game. Now, with that being said, that was our one personal foul. I don't count. We have to clean up our roughing the passers. That's a different type of personal foul in my mind. But yeah, we can't have those because it extended a drive that helped them get points, which could have cost us at the end. So again, all these things that come through, right? I say to these guys, right? We're 4-0. That's good, but don't let good get in the way of great. We got to clean up some of this stuff, and that's definitely one of them.
How did
So which
Jalen
offense do you think
Hurts
you are?
perform?
I thought, again, I'll have to watch the second half. And the first half he was 14. I look at the stat sheet, 15 to 16. That's good. That's pretty darn good. And then the second half, again, we didn't coach well enough. We didn't play well enough in the second half. We were able to hang on for the win because the defense was able to get us some turnovers. But second half, I'm not sure any of us played or coached to our standard there on offense. But that first half is about as good as you can play, there. So I'll have to watch the tape. But he played about as good as the first half as you could play.
Nick, with respect to Elliott's question about the discipline, given the youth of the defense, is that something that maybe you and the staff have to focus more on because the guys are?
I'm not sure we could focus on it any more than we already are. And again, we're touching the fire and we're getting burnt. So at some point, that's gotta kick in. Ultimately, it's my job. We'll continue to emphasize it. We'll continue to play with emotion, but we'll try to play with them because I think you look at it that way, and it's like one of the special things we do as a football team is play with emotion, right? That's one of the special things we have because we love each other and we're a team. But with that being said, we don't want to play outside of that. So ultimately, that's always on me. And again, when it's on me, I'll be relentless with it to get it fixed. Haven't fixed it yet, but we'll definitely be working on it because we know at some point that can burn us.
Does it get harder? Does it get
Really
harder?
burn us.
Does it get harder to coach? Because it seems like they're calling things closer than they ever have. Does it get harder?
No, again, they have a hard job. The referees have a hard job to do. But we know that things that they emphasize, they're going to call, and we have to play to that. So I don't think it's harder to coach. We can't have those little things. I think it's been spread out pretty good. Like a lot of different guys have had them. And so again, that's on me as the head coach to make sure I get that cleaned up.
So which offense do you think you are? The one from the first half or the one from the second half?
I don't know, Zach. I mean, hopefully we're the one from the first half.
Jahad Campbell, what else knows about his development, what his game today, and how he's developed into this team?
Yeah. Yeah, shoot. I'm not sure who they credited the fumble to Jahad. So that's 2 turnovers that he created. Pretty good. Obviously he's going to want some plays back that he had. That was a good play that Baker and Irvin had together. 2 really good players on that side to create an explosive. But, anytime you're able to turn the ball over twice, that makes a big difference in the game. I think he's just continuing to get better with how he takes on blocks, with how he's tackling, with how he's understanding the defense. Vic's specialty is coaching inside linebackers. We have a really good inside linebacker coach with Bobby King. Work with Bobby Johnson also. He's a really good coach too. But Bobby King, and yeah, he continues to develop, and how he did a great job of going and getting him, and because we're excited about him.
All right, you guys.
Go ahead.
You guys ran a few different plays off of the tush push today, including the touchdown. How long have you been holding on to those, and who came up with those play designs off the tush push?
Yeah, I won't go into that. Obviously, everything we do is a team effort, but it's an exciting play. Makes it pretty exciting, right? I mean, I saw when we were coming in over here. I'm watching the Ireland game. Is it Ireland? I'm watching the Ireland game, and I see this commercial on Pepsi of going, hey, when in Philly, and I don't know, did you guys see this commercial? And they're sneaking it. Like, people like this play. I don't really know what to say. And then there's some things off of the play that make it really exciting, right? So, yeah, I'm not going to get into too much more about answering this question, but it seems like people and fans like the play. And it was pretty exciting today to get a touchdown pass off it, or a touchdown run, 2 runs that come off of it that, make that play what it is.
All right. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, guys.
sort of a story of two halves there, great first half, struggling second half. What was your concern?
I think it's a great team win, another gritty win, coming in and finding a way to win. We know this has been a challenging environment to play in and a really good opponent for us over the years. And I'm just proud of the way that we competed. Didn't quit, found a way, played very well situationally to an extent. Obviously a lot that we can improve from, but it's always good to get a win out here, and they don't come easy. And so we had to go out there and earn it, and we did.
What worked in the first half, especially against the blitz?
Well, it's just about execution. It's just no different than what I've said on a Wednesday talking to you guys. It comes down to execution, and got to execute at a high level and continue to learn as things go on.
What do you think held the passing game back in the second half then?
I'm sorry?
In the second half, the passing game wasn't as sharp. Is there any common theme you saw in the second half that was maybe holding you guys back?
Execution.
Two touchdown throws to Goddard.
There you go.
Both little shovel passes. I know you've had it in offense for a couple of years now. So it's like that moment to use it.
You know, I think that's something that's been in the clip a little bit, and great call by KP, being aggressive in that and letting it rip, and we got a lot of confidence in that. We got a lot of confidence in, honestly, all the things we rep a lot. It's just a matter of going out there and bringing it to light. And so, great way to get in on Dallas, for Dallas on both. It didn't come easy, but he found a way.
And also the
football bunch in the past.
I'm sorry?
When you talk about complementary football for your defense, makes some stops when the offense was sputtering. How much did that mean for the offense?
I think it's more so, man. I heard Zach Bond said it, playing team defense, and some guys were banged up. I know we had some guys that had to step in and play within the role that they hadn't been asked to an extent, and they played a hell of a game. And I think honestly from a complimentary standpoint, you couldn't ask for more in the first half. We just have to put it together as a team, and that's something that you can learn from, and that's something that will be fixed. But we're finding ways to win, and that's what it comes down to in the end.
the fake tush push. A, what was going on there, and B, does that kind of put it into the mind of teams going forward that, hey, they might run a fake on this,
I don't have too much of an in-depth explanation for what it was. Exactly what you saw.
It's now been almost a full calendar year since you started and lost a game. I know it's a big picture question, but you think about that run of success. Just what does that stat mean to you?
Man, it can. You can be on top one day and at the bottom the next. So this game is very humbling, and I take that approach in it. And you just got to be of the notion of getting better, stretching yourself every day, trying to grow every day, having that competitive mentality with things every day. And that's what we have as a team. That's what I have, and just want to continue to build off of that.
And speaking of us, Nick said his was don't let good get in the way of great. What's your interpretation of that?
Say that again?
Nick said his message to the team was don't let good get in the way of great. What's your interpretation of that?
This has been his message all week. Don't let good get in the way of great. And it's a challenge to not settle for good. It's a challenge to be critical of yourselves as players, as coaches, everybody, and say, how can we be greater than what we are? And so, like I said, it's a humbling game. If you don't have that mentality, then you're really doing a disservice to the game itself. So we play this game to win. We take great pride in winning. We also take great pride in improvement.
But there was, you guys have talked a lot about focusing on this season, this particular stadium. But being is there is relevance to come out of here with a win, and does that reinforce kind of the focus on this?
Yeah. I mean, every game is circled, and they're all circled with their own reasons of why. And I think being able to come and find a win in a very competitive and tough environment against a really good team, a well-coached team, that's something you take pride in. And again, you always take pride in the things that you know you can improve on, the things you see on film when you watch it and say, hey, we can be better here. But there's pride in everything overall.
On your cleats, said John Air, where did you just kind of come up with that concept, and how creative do you like to get with some of the messaging you have on your cleats when you're out there?
That's just something that John Air. I mean, something unique. John Air came up with it in the off season, and usually when I pick out my cleats, I don't know which one I'm going to wear until maybe when I wake up or when I get to the locker room, trying to have everything available. And I felt like this was an 11 type of day, and it was a John Air type of day, and it held true. So it was good to wear those.
The first time as an offense already up 7-0.
Say that again?
How nice is it to take the field as an offense already up 7-0?
You're not looking at the scoreboard. You're not looking at the scoreboard. You don't play the game that way. And if that question makes me want to watch the film and be as critical as I can be of assessing it from that perspective, having a clicker in my hand. But when you're going out there and you're playing a game, it's about execution. It's not about looking at the scoreboard. It's not about what anyone else is doing. Obviously, you have a ton of trust in everybody around you to go out there and make plays, and that was a big time playing the game. At the same time, the game goes on, so you have to play the game as such. Those plays matter. Those plays are important. Those plays build a next level of enthusiasm and energy. But we know those things can end and begin at any moment. So just gotta play within yourself each play and take it a play at a time. But great overall complimentary play. With it starting like that and defense playing the way they did, and then us being able to capitalize in the first half and being able to hold them off in the end.
Milata said he feels like you guys are in a good place. When you left here after week 4 last year, you were soul searching. Where do you feel like you guys are right now? Would you agree with Jordan that you're in a good place as a team, especially compared to a year ago?
It's a matter of how you look at it. I think we were in a good place at 2-2 last year. We had a lot of opportunity in front of us. I think we're in a good place now, no different, because we had a lot of opportunity in front of us. And so we're looking at the standard of execution. You guys may look at the record and say, well, be a hound for negativity in some regard, but regardless of where you are, when you're this early in the season, you're still searching to try and elevate and play to a standard of execution. And so great opportunity in front of us as a team to continue to build, continue to grow, have a desire to learn and support the collective of what we do. I've said before, talent wins you games, but a certain level of team, collective play, collective attacking, and intelligence in the game, that wins you championships. And so we just want to continue to build in that direction.
Okay, thanks, John.
Thank you.